Alright guys, so I'm taking a look at the newly released CFMOTO 500SR right here. There's a white color and a gray color in the showroom, but I believe this combination of gray and black looks nice, so I'm gonna base my review on this one. I'll start here from the top. As you can see, the windshield is sport style windshield. It's curved. On the top here are your rear view mirrors, and integrated in the rear view mirrors are your turn signals on both sides, so you can move them in and out like so. So that's really nice. You can push it away when you're transporting the bike. And then you come up here and you have your SR badge in here. This part of the nose has this opening, and it looks like it's kind of deceptive. You will think that there's a camera or a light in there, but no, it's a screw in there to hold it all together. And then you come down here, you have your LED beams in there on both sides. And then in here you have some netting, which is a inlet for cooling. And we go down here and you can see your radiator in there. Pardon me, it might be dark because the weather is not the best today. Curved big radiator in there. And then we come down here, we have your upside down forks, and we got your mud guard, which feels very solid plastic, ABS of course. And then you get another sticker here, CFMOTO sticker logo there. And then we come down here, you got your brake discs. Wrapped on these brake discs are Nissan calipers, double piston Nissan calipers on both sides. And then you have this inlet here for brake cooling, as you can see indicated here. So at those top speeds, and when you hit the brakes hard, with the wind that is going through here, it's going to tunnel it into the brake calipers and aid with cooling. That's what CFMOTO is doing with most of its bikes nowadays. And then we go here, you got a blacked out rim, and on it you got some nice decals, including 500SR. So everywhere you look, they want you to see that you're riding the SR. It comes in the front tire size. It's 120/70 rim, 17 tires. It's 4 pistons, so you can see, as you can see with the pipes coming out of there, there's one hidden here. So look at the side. The design of the fairing is really nice. Unlike a super bike, which comes with some sort of complete one big piece, this one comes in layers, and I believe it's been done for aerodynamics as well. So you can see air pass through on this panel here, and then the second panel in there has this wire mesh, which will also aid with cooling as well. So the wind blows through here and then it comes out through this area. So that's nice. The whole design has been built nicely. Let me just step back so we can see how it looks. I believe the color is lovely. Pardon me, with this bike here, it's going to be difficult to see clearly, but I'll try my best. And then we come to the engine area. You got CFMOTO right here, and in this bronze color on the engine cover. And then you got all your water cooling tubes and that kind of thing covered in this very nice material, just like I have on my Honda CB500X. You can see a frame here, and there are these nice rubber slapped on it to prevent burns if in case this heats up from the engine. So these are rubbers that sit on it. That's really nice. You got a black panel here, and you got another rubber sitting on this part of the fairing, and then on that side of the tank. You got your gear lever here, and you can see how solid the metals look. And they also have these very solid side stands here, made of very solid metal. You can see your quick shifter here, indicated by this cable going in there. All looking very nice. Overall, a very clean build. You get your foot peg here, which has these grips, so it's going to prevent your legs from slipping whilst you're riding this bike. This part is indented as well to make it more ergonomic for the rider. Now it's a bit tight here, so I'll show you the other parts of the bike. On the white one that I saw, it's basically the same build, and then I'll come back to this one because I believe this color to me is more pretty, but because of the space, it's hard for me to get there. So let me go to the white one and come back. So here's the white one. It's the same bike, so I have more space here. Let's continue from the grips. You can see it's not sharp, but it feels solid, and it feels like it's going to grip your boots nicely. And then you come to the chain guard area. You got this very nice solid plastic chain guard. and then you get your swing arm. But if you look carefully, you can see that the swing arm separates here and then comes together here again. And in here is just a plastic, very nice solid plastic insert to, I believe, to prevent things from getting in there. And then we come to the back case. You got this very nice chain sitting on very solid looking sprocket, blacked out as well, really nice, fits the profile really well. And then up here you got your pillion foot pegs, and it feels very tactile as well. It doesn't wobble about, and it's got some nice grips here to hold on to your shoes. And it's all sitting on this very nice, this looks like plastic but it's not, it's a whole unit on which the foot peg sits. And I believe this broad design is going to make it more stable than those thin ones that are usually done. You got an area here to unlock to open your seats, to take off your seats. And then you got double exhaust, of course. This is the one on the left hand side, and it has CFMOTO 500SR printed on it as well, and it's angled out. So if I just look back this way, we can see how they look. And the pipes are not just coming straight out. The actual pipes where the exhaust comes out of is angled a little bit to the side. So you're going to have the fumes going on the side rather than straight out. And then we go to the rear tire. Comes in 160/60 rim 17. Looking nice, sitting on this nice spooked wheels. And I like how it's all smooth out here, so it's going to be easy to clean. It's not one of those textured ones that are difficult to clean. With this one, there's enough space to get in there, and the design is relatively smooth, so there's only an indentation here, but generally it's going to be easy to just clean your rim, something that is not very easy on most bikes. And then we go on to the rear. You have your number plate placement area, you got a reflector, your number plate lighting, and you get your rear brake lighting here. So let's go and continue the review from the gray one that I started with. So I'm back at the gray one, and I believe this one is the most pretty. So this is the second exhaust, and then you have your right foot peg for the pillion. And if we go down, we have your brake caliper. The front indicates Nissan, but the rear doesn't, so I'm not sure if it's CFMOTO's in-house or it's just a Nissan, but it's not indicated. But I believe if it was a Nissan, they would indicate it here, or maybe there was just not enough space for this design, so it wasn't written here. But I can't tell what brake caliper it is. But here you can see your ABS cable going here. I'm not sure about this. I think they should have done it better by maybe placing it here on the swing arm, but it's just hanging here, and it looks like it's just locked in position by this brake fluid bleed here, which kind of seems flimsy to me. It's not going to come off, but I think they could have done better with the design rather than it just sitting here. You got ABS obviously, and then you also got your chain adjustment area, and it's easy to know where your level is with all these indents here, these holes here. So that's done nicely. And then you have a nice brake disc over there. I like that the inflate valves are angled out, so it's going to be easy to unscrew the cap and inflate your tires. It's blacked out as well, so unless you're close, you're not going to even know. I like that they use the same color of spray for the valve as well, just as on the wheel, so that's nice to disguise it a little bit. There's provision here where you can screw in some sort of a stand support for maintenance, chain maintenance, brake, tires, that kind of thing. And then we go here, we have the foot peg for the right leg. You get your brake lever here. This one comes round, so your shoes are going to rotate no matter where you are hitting it from and the position of your leg, so that's nice. And we look down here, you got your exhaust area which produces most of the sound, and I like that it's covered by this nice looking plastic piece which stretches from here all the way to the right. And if you look at all the screws that have been used, they look high quality and they are blacked out as well, so it just integrates nicely with the color. And we come up here to the engine area. You got your frame going all the way up and then splitting into these two pipes and continuing all the way. And in the middle here, there's a connection here welded together, so it's going to give it more rigidity and stability. We come to the engine cover. Here it has the same bronze color I showed you on the left side, but also have slapped on it is this plastic to give it some extra protection. So this whole piece is plastic, and then you only hit the metal from here. This is where you open to refill your oil, engine oil. It's very open and very easy to refill. It's not one of those that are hidden and tucked away. You get your clutch cable here, which is a little bit hidden inside, but I believe you're not going to be doing a lot of maintenance on it, so it's exposed but not the easiest to get to. But I mean, if they are sure of the quality, then there's no need to expose it too much, because you're not going to need too much maintenance on it. And then you see all your electronics going on there. I like that there's this pass through here, so you can see from here through this hole to the other side. That's going to be easy for mechanics to see what's going on. And I believe this is glass to check your oil levels. It's kind of hidden inside, so maybe if you have lighting or you are in a illuminated place, you're going to be able to see your levels. But I would wish that it was out a little bit out to make it easier to see. And then we come down to the decals area. We have 500 again, 4-cylinder indicator here, and I just love this lovely gray and black finish on this one. And then we come up here, the same plastics or rubber materials that we saw on the other side are continued here as well for uniformity. Everywhere you see, you look, you can see SR, you get your black, gray, and you got that netting that we saw on the other side as well. That is for the side. Now let's go on to the top of the bike. So as we continue, we have a pillion seat, which is not the biggest. I mean, for such bikes, it's normal. These bikes are usually not meant for 2 passengers. You can do 2 passengers, ride and a passenger for a while, but they are not meant for that kind of purpose. So the pillion seat is small. And then if you look here, there is air pass through here for aerodynamic purposes, to let the wind pass to give you some more speed. And then we have the rider's seat here. So both seats are made of this very nice material. It's not Alcantara, it's just this soft material that will prevent you from slipping. And you get some nice stitching here. I just hope that water doesn't seep through to hit the cushions, but I don't think that will happen. I'm sure they've done their homework, but it's really nice material, textured, and it's not slippery at all. You get another 500SR here, and I like this two-tone here. So from beneath the seat to the beginnings of the tank, you have this black material, and you can actually feel a tiny ridge here. So it looks like it's not paint, it's some kind of strong sticker that has been stuck there. I hope it doesn't come off. And then you go up here and you have your fuel and safety information here. You got CFMOTO on both sides. You get your fuel cap, and the lid is very solid as well. Feels very solid when you close it. And then you got a plastic here surrounding it and extending all the way here. And if you look up here, you have a stabilizer for the steering. You got your front forks adjustments. You can adjust not electronically but with screwdriver for preload and damping. And let's look at the controls here. So on the left side, you have your horn button, you have your turn signal button, which is, I wouldn't say is the most tactile I've seen, but there's a bit of travel, so you're gonna know what you're doing even when you're wearing gloves. You got your navigation buttons for the settings, you got a back button, you got a set button, and up here you got your traction control, so you can use this to control the levels of your traction control. You got your high beam, low beam lever here and flash to pass. You got your clutch here, which is very light as well, and it's adjustable, so you can see that if you turn this wheel here, you can adjust the level of your clutch. And it's nice that it's all blacked out as well, so that's really cool. And then on the right hand side, we got our function button. We have our ignition button, signature CFMOTO style. And then on the top here, you get your hazard button, and you also got an accelerator here. It's not ride by wire. As you can see, the engage and return cables are right here, and the feel of it just tells you that it's not ride by wire. And then on the right, you have your front brake lever. Up here you have another SR 500 SR indicator there, and then you have your ignition right before the TFT screen. And it's a nice TFT screen. You can see that it is not very big, but it's slanted on the top and on the bottom. There are curves, so it curves on the top and on the bottom. First time I'm seeing something like that. Not sure if there's battery in this bike. Yes, there is, so we'll check it out later. And the lights, and then here you can see a USB connection. So you have USB A and USB type C ports here, so that's nice. That's the thing about Chinese bikes, they give you everything that you need. There's also another wire mesh here, I believe for airflow and for aerodynamics as well. You got your front brake fluid reservoir right here. And overall, this bike is looking really nice. So let me just turn on the ignition and see what it has. So turn it on. This is the TFT screen turns on, and it doesn't take too long before it all populates. So let's take a look at it. It's very clear. You got a gear indicator here, temperature, light, ABS, engine light, oil indicator, time. You got your odometer here. You got a side stand indicator to tell you that your side stand is up or down. You got your kilometer on the right here. I would have preferred it in the middle, but it's on the right. That's cool. And then on here you got your water temperature. You got distance to refill, and then you got ABS on all the other functions. And I would say even if you're set back, it's very clear enough, very legible, and I like the colors as well. It's not just grayed out, but it has color to it. And if I press this function button, we can see, and then you can use these navigation buttons here to change functions that you want to set it to. Very nice overall. And there are some two sensors here, I believe, for self-dimming and that kind of thing. And then the TFT itself angles out on the top and the bottom, so this is curved on the top and on the bottom as well. So overall, really nice. Let's take a quick look at the lights. So these are the daytime running lights and the main head beams, looking very beautiful from the front. And if I go to the rear, we also have the brake lights here. And then when I hit the brakes, you can see how bright it turns on, looking nice. Now let's look at the turn signal. So if I engage the turn signal, you can see how bright it is, and on the rear as well. Alright guys, so thank you so much for sticking around. I'm truly grateful. I hope you enjoyed this quick walk around video of the new CFMOTO 500SR. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more and more such videos. So till I see you in the next video guys, ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.